In Bhagavad Gita, few shlokas are considered as punch dialogues. You know, Rajinikanth has many punch dialogues. Tamilians here. Like that. Like that, there are Rajinikanth has many punch dialogues. Like that, in Bhagavad Gita, there are many punch dialogues. Some of them you know. For example, the Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Jadushkrutam, that you know. Everyone knows that shloka, but nobody observes one point there. You know that shloka, right? They come together, they come in 4th chapter. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. The next shloka is Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Jadushkrutam Dharma Samsthapanarthaya Sambhavāmi Yugē Yugē. It is hanging in everybody's house in the calendar. These shlokas. But no one observes one point here. One point which is helpful for practicing Karma Yoga. See, we always complain that when we set something right, it again fails. We have to again keep monitoring it. People always spoil it. If you clean a place, people will again put dust there. So we have to keep on doing repeatedly. If somebody does a lot of good work in the society, after he dies, everything again gets corrupt. We think it is something negative. But look at what this guy is saying here. What is Krishna saying? He uses two words. First he says yada yada hi dharmasya. Finally he says Sambhavāmi Yugē Yugē. What does that mean? I have to come again and again. Even a person like Krishna cannot come once and set everything right and go back forever. No, he says I have to come back again and again because you people will mess up again and again. So if he has to say like that, is it not applicable for us also? He says I have to come again and again. Yugē Yugē means I have to come repeatedly. If I set everything right once, it's not over. Things will again collapse. That is how it is supposed to be. Many people go to gymnasium. When you go to gym, what do you do there? You pick up a weight and you lift the weight. And then you bring it back. And then you again lift the weight. Bring it back. Are you trying to put the weight somewhere on top? When you are trying to lift the weight in the gymnasium, what are you trying to do? You are trying to exercise your muscles. The purpose is exercising your muscles. You are not trying to do any service to the gym or the weights. Similarly, you should consider the world with its difficulties as a gymnasium with weights. You should not dream of a world without problems. It is as good as dreaming of a gym without weights. What will you do of a gym without any weight? What will you do there? You go to a gym, there is no weight there, there is nothing to lift. What will you do there?
Yoga.
You won't know what to do. So you will start lifting your own body then. Pull-ups or push-ups or whatever. So the purpose of gym, you should not forget that it is to exercise your muscles. The purpose is that you should become a bodybuilder. You are not doing any service to the gym. The same thing applies to the concept of the broader concept of our life also. We start thinking that we are in this world to liberate the world, to help the world. Absolutely wrong. You don't go to gym to help the gym. You are not in the world to help the world. World exists to make you better. You don't exist to make the world better. Don't reverse the notions. If you start thinking that I exist to make the world better, then Karma Yoga is a faraway dream. It will never happen. Because you will be in the strong delusion that I am doing something, I have to liberate the world. So when you tackle the problems in the world, it is not to solve the problems, it is to bodybuild yourself. It is to give exercise to your mind. Solving that problem is secondary. That will anyway get solved or not, that's secondary. Whether you got exercise or not is primary. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is another point with respect to Karma Yoga. In Vivekananda's house, Vivekananda tells this similar point in his Karma Yoga book. You know, Vivekananda has 4 books. I mean, he has many books, but main 4 books for 4 yogas. Yeah, 4 yogas. In that Karma Yoga book, he gives this example, something related to this. He says in his house, when he was a child, there was a mouse, pet mouse in a cage. The big cage, there was a pet mouse. And for that mouse, they had kept some kind of toy inside the cage, some kind of wheel, which will turn and turn and turn. So what will the mouse do? It will sit inside that wheel. The wheel is like a tire. It will sit inside the wheel and go on running, and the wheel goes on rotating. Now he gives that example and he says, now the mouse may start thinking that I am doing some service to the wheel by rotating it. But the actual fact is, it is mouse that is getting benefited from the wheel. The wheel has nothing to do. The world will run whether you are not there or there. The world will run. It will keep on rotating. Don't think that you are rotating it. It's a very subtle delusion. People usually, everywhere people have it. Here also people have it. Any company you go, in any person in some position, will somewhere deep within that notion will be there. If I leave the company, what will happen to the company? What will happen? Nothing will happen. Here also some people have that. People come here. Prashanti Kuteer has been running for 25-30 years now. Some people will come like me in between. They will stay here for a few years. They will start doing some work like me here and some work. They will join, or they will be like me doing some work. After few years, some delusion will enter them. If I leave, who will do this work? Who was doing before you came? Wasn't it running before you came? Wasn't the world running peacefully before you came? If you evaporate today, nothing will happen. Even if you evaporate, nothing will happen to the world. Only few people will notice for a few days and then forget. So, even if you see an apparent dependency on you, don't take it to be something absolute. There is no absolute dependency on anybody. You are working to exercise your mind. You are not working to help a company or an institute or a family or anything. You are not doing that. That is happening as a side effect. A company is getting benefited or an institute is getting benefited, served by you. That is a second side effect of your work. The primary effect should be the exercise of your mind. If that comes deep within you, Karma Yoga is automatic. You don't have to do Karma Yoga after that. If this notion comes. I have seen it over the years now. In these last 5 years that I have been in Prashanti, I have seen it very clearly. The one that gets benefited the most in these lectures is me, not you. I may not be able to prove it to you, but from these lectures, the one that, first of all, I am giving these lectures just because I cannot be sitting in the room whole day. I have to do something. Therefore, I am coming here and talking. I am not coming here and talking to serve you. Okay. My primary purpose is not to teach you at all. My primary purpose is I can't do anything sitting in the room. What to do whole day? So I ask her, give me some class. Or I ask YAC coordinator, give me some class. I have not yet become totally independent of activity. If I become independent, then I won't ask. Then I will be happy on my own. Atma ratireva syat. Atmanyeva tushtaha. Until you reach that stage, you have to identify that you are working primarily because you can't sit quiet. That's why you are working. And secondary thing is, from that activity, it is you that will get exercise, not others. Others will, others may. You may get benefited, yes. I'm not saying you won't. You may get benefited, but that is not the primary purpose. It should never become my primary purpose. I am not your manager. I am not in charge of your life. You are not my responsibility. I should not take you on my head as a burden. They should understand. No, why should I bother whether you understand or not? Some people will, some people won't. If I start taking seriously, you know what will happen? I will start getting angry on everybody who is not listening. I will say, I am trying so much to explain, but still they don't understand. If that happens, then I will start getting stressed, and I will start forgetting that if I tell something at the same moment, if you understand, after that my classes, what is there to speak? I won't have work to do. If people start understanding the very first time you tell them something, then people like me won't have any work to do. We will become jobless. We will start roaming around. Then we will start doing that, what I was telling in the first day. Come here, I want to tell you something. I have some ideas to tell. Please come and sit. Today anyway it is easier. Today you just make a video and put it in YouTube. Some people will see. So whenever you do an activity, these two things you should never forget. First thing is, you are not acting because you want to act. It is because you can't sit quiet. If you can sit quiet, then you can. There is a big difference between laziness and independence from activity. A lazy person may not want to work, but he wants activity to be happening around him. If there is nothing happening around him, he will start getting bored. There has to be TV, there has to be internet, there has to be cell phone, there has to be book, something has to be there. Or there should be something to eat. Simply eating, munching eating, not for food I am speaking. A lazy person will want all these. He will have still dependency on the world. He may look like he is independent, but he is not. He has so much of dependency on the world. Have you heard of the name Pascal? The unit of pressure is named after him. Pascal made this statement. He said the fundamental problem of a human being is that he cannot sit in a room peacefully with all his basic necessities fulfilled. Do you understand? The fundamental problem of a human being is this, that even if all the basic necessities are fulfilled, he cannot sit in a room peacefully. That's what you see all day, everywhere. People who are engaged in activity, work, suppose they are in some company working, they start slowly complaining, "Arey, kitna work hai yaar, kitna work hai, utna work hai, this is stressful," and all they say. And suppose, the manager says, fine, you take 1 week leave, they go home, they'll start feeling restless there, what to do? They don't know how to sit quietly. You see it in every weekend in your house. Not everybody, most of them. Especially after retirement you see this. Don't you? The independence from activity is not there. Some or the other activity you need. So you will start doing redundant activity. Or you look here and there, you drink coffee, drink tea. Every 1 hour you will drink coffee. Because you start going mad, you start getting restless, anxious, without activity. So Karma Yoga is identifying this first. Activity is not to improve the world. That happens as a side effect. And even if it happens, it is temporary. The improvement in the world, even if it happens, it is temporary. It will again collapse. Just like the weight in the gym. You can only lift and keep it for a while. After that, you have to bring it down. The weights are supposed to be like that.